Yes, good day. Drew here. Welcome again. So, today's issue is the 1965 Voting Rights Act. Why that? Well, as a longtime Democrat, been a voter, and even ran for office as a Democrat, on their email list, and I got a nice letter from Donna Brazile, who's the vice chair for voter registration and participation of the Democratic National Committee. So she says that voting is the lifeblood of our democracy. It's how we hold those in power accountable, and it's how we ensure that every last one of us has a say in how our country is governed. Can't ever get complacent about the right to vote. We need to protect it. We need to work every day to stop those who would limit access to the polls. Today's ruling by the Supreme Court striking down parts of the Voting Rights Act is a dramatic setback in that fight. The justices turn back the clock on civil rights, but that will not stop us. It will only strengthen our resolve. I was there back in 2006 when Congress voted to reauthorize the Voting Rights Act for another 25 years. It was a powerful moment. It proved their work of protecting the rights to vote is never done. In fact, just this year alone, Republicans have introduced legislation to limit voting access in 30 states, more than 55 different measures. Many of these measures most directly impact people of color, working families, and those in poverty, as well as first-time voters and students. But of course, the policies of the Fed and the administration alone and Wall Street do that, so I don't know what she's talking about. Today, let us redouble our efforts to make sure that every single American has the right to vote and access to the polls. Join me in this effort. Well, now, that sounds nice, except back when she was in Al Gore's campaign in 2000, they argued to nullify the 1965 Voting Rights Act. Well, what? Really? Yes. Attorneys for Gore's Democratic National Committee shocked courtroom observers August 16, 1999, when they asked a federal district court panel to declare the 1965 Voting Rights Act unconstitutional rather than apply it to the Democratic National Committee. And this was done in a lawsuit filed by the Lyndon LaRouche presidential campaign on the issue of Donald Fowler, the former head of the Democratic National Committee, to nullify the votes LaRouche won in the primaries, which awarded him delegates to the National Convention. That's it. So, what do you think? Is Miss Brazile being a tad hypocritical when before the campaign she was a part of argued in front of a federal court to nullify the 1965 Voting Rights Act, and today she's saying it's very important? So, what do you think about that? Think I should call them and ask them, how can you complain about the Republicans when you did this yourself? Right? Okay, so that's what's going on. The usual bullshit from the parties, of course. They suck. All the parties suck. But as a Democrat, I have something to say about the bullshit coming from my party. And you should too, of course. Alright, so I'll be back. Let's see what the party has to say about this if I can reach them. Okay. See you later, and let's have some fun.